The 2025 draft class has been very successful. Paige Beckers already looks like an all-WNBA caliber player, and Kiki and Citron are already all-star level. But today I wanted to highlight players that I think were the biggest steals of the draft in terms of significantly outplaying their draft position. Saniya Rivers was the 8th pick in the WNBA draft. It was clear she was going to be a good defensive player in the WNBA, but there were a lot of questions about her offensive capabilities, which is why she fell to number 8 despite being an athletic player who is an exceptional defender and a solid passer. Ironically, she's been a better offensive player than Cameron Brink was in her rookie season, someone who is widely viewed as a future superstar in this league. She's averaging around the same amount of points as Brink did last year with very similar efficiency. This is also while being a much better passer than Cameron Brink was in her rookie season. Not bad for a player that was expected to be a horrendous offensive player in the WNBA, and she's already cemented herself as a top defender in the league. I don't think they will do it because Connecticut has been so bad, but if it were up to me, I would put Saniya Rivers on first team all defense. At worst, I would put her on the second team. Outside of Gabby Williams, I don't feel comfortable saying there's been a better perimeter defender than Saniya Rivers. The Connecticut Sun have had a horrific season, but Rivers is one of the few bright spots. If she's able to continue to do what she's doing and just becomes an average three-point shooter, Connecticut will have an amazing player on their hands. Te-Hina Paopao was the 18th pick in the draft. I would argue this is the best thing that could have happened for her and the Atlanta Dream. Atlanta Dream was in desperate need of a backup point guard, especially one that is an elite three-point shooter, because Carl Smesko-led teams will always shoot a lot of threes. And that's exactly what Paopao provides. And she is one of those players where the better the team is, the more effective she will be. She doesn't have the shot creation to realistically be the first or second scoring option, but she is someone that is a great floor general who isn't going to turn the ball over and is exceptional at hitting open shots. Atlanta Dream has enough backcourt scoring between Ryan Howard and Alicia Gray, so a guard who doesn't need the ball in their hands to put points on the board, who also spaces the floor, is exactly who they needed. Jordan Canada has missed several games due to injury, but there's been zero drop-off in performance by the Atlanta Dream because of how effective Te-Hina has been in her role. There's a lot of teams that fumbled in the second round by not picking up Paopao, but there's an age-old saying, if you snooze, you lose. An honorable mention for this video is Makayla Timpson. Makayla Timpson is someone I've always been a huge fan of. Her and Taniyah Latson have been underrated for a pretty long time because of how top-heavy Florida State was. What's interesting is, it seems like everyone realizes Makayla Timpson is a steal, except Stephanie White. She looked really good in July, but for whatever reason, Stephanie White put her in the doghouse in the month of August. If she still isn't getting that many minutes with the amount of injuries the Fever has, there's no chance she's going to get protected in an expansion draft. They can play those games if they want to. Portland or Toronto would love her. If you ask me who the biggest steal of the draft was, it's far and away J.J. Quinterly. It's absolutely criminal to me J.J. Quinterly was a third-round pick, and it only took her one preseason game to prove she should have been drafted higher. She scored 16 points her preseason debut against the Aces and never looked back. Third-round picks almost never make the roster, let alone starting 13 games. She's had 8 games where she scored in double figures this season, but she does more than just score the basketball. She was always hustling on both ends of the floor and did a good job facilitating the offense throughout the season. I got a lot of heat for saying that Hailey Van Lith wasn't the best player in the Big 12, but won the Big 12 Player of the Year because she had the best narrative. J.J. Quinterly is an example of what I was talking about. J.J. was a significantly better defender than Hailey Van Lith and a better scorer. On the surface, Hailey looked like a better passer because she averaged more assists in college, but that was only because she was surrounded by a lot more talent in college. I definitely know who the Chicago Sky would have taken now if they could do it all over again. J.J. Quinterly unfortunately will miss the rest of the regular season due to an ACL sprain, but she has shown she clearly belongs in the league. But that's it for this video. Who do you think has proven to be the biggest steal of the draft? Thanks for watching this video, and I will see you later.